I have a couple Disney Star Wars related stories here from BuyInTheComics.com. The first one is Ahsoka Episode 3 already ignores its previous episodes, features one of the dumbest space battles imaginable. Wait until you hear this. Basically, it talks about how the episode, there wasn't a whole lot going on, but after a brief training sequence involving Sabine and Ahsoka, the episode transitions to Hera Syndulla meeting with Chancellor Mon Mothma and a number of senators from the New Republic. The point of the meeting is for her to request a military intervention into the Zanab system, where it was revealed Morgan Elsbeth has been transporting various goods from Corellia in the previous episode. There's more to it, but basically, uh, she gives a report. She does not provide any information from the events of the previous episode. She does not inform the senators about a superstar destroyer hyperdrive being taken from the decks of Corellia. She also does not report that Ahsoka was confronted by two lightsaber-wielding Force users as she attempted to stop the hyperdrive being taken off planet. On top of this, she does not report Elsbeth's connection with Corellia and how she had been using her previous Imperial company to transport numerous high-end pieces of equipment off the planet. Due to the atrocious writing that goes out of its way to make sure none of this is mentioned in her report, she's easily dismissed as an emotional woman who only wants to appropriate New Republic funds in order to locate her lost friend. Ezra Bridger, it's clear injection of victimhood feminism is the main senator, dismissing her as a male. On top of that, it's revealed he would rather use the resources for his task force to help the people of the New Republic, yada yada. It's also it's also revealed he did not actually fight in the war against the Empire. And the author says, I would not be surprised if the character is a Donald Trump stand-in. More than likely. But anyway, he's just talking about how they wanted to create a sense of danger for Ahsoka and stuff because they got to go investigate themselves. But anyway, they're investigating. 6 fighters intercept their ship and start, making direct hits, making attack runs. They're making hits and stuff. However, Ahsoka and Sabine are not threatened at all. The fighters do not do any damage to the ship whatsoever despite the direct hits. Not only do the ships not do any damage, but there was some atrocious dialogue where Sabine tells Ahsoka to keep the ship steady as they were getting attacked. The idea she would keep the ship steady as they were being attacked by numerous fighters is utterly ridiculous. She would be taking evasive action in order to avoid the ship taking any damage. Anyway, the battle drags out long enough for Sabine to figure out how to shoot the tailgun and destroy 3 of the droid-piloted fighters. The battle continues. Ahsoka eventually discovered that Elsbeth had built a hyperspace ring, and she gets closer to it in order for the robot Hawaiian to perform some kind of diagnostic. Elsbeth has a station fire a number of turbo lasers. These turbo lasers do some actual damage to the ship and destroy its shields. However, they fail to destroy Ahsoka's ship. Instead, the ship loses power and falls off of the station's radar. Then they hail Elsbeth and then notes that it's Hati, and she and Marak will destroy Ahsoka's ship. However, this is utterly absurd given the fighters posed no threat in the first place. There's this part basically where Ahsoka comes out onto the wing. As it says right here, she puts on a spacesuit, exits her ship, and stands on the wing with her lightsabers drawn. Her goal is to apparently draw their fire while Sabine attempts to repair the ship. The ploy works given that's the way Filoni wrote it, but it just turns Shin, Hati, and Marok into big jokes as there's no way they wouldn't just destroy the ship and then circle back to see if Ahsoka and Sabine survived and then kill them. This absurd moment turns into Ahsoka destroying the other droid-piloted ship with her lightsabers as it flies right next to her ship. That's right, the ships fly within leaping distance, so Ahsoka can destroy it. There's a little still from it of her doing a cartwheel. It's so fucking stupid. Then they talk about nothing much else happens, yada yada yada. But although they said the highlight of the episode is where Ahsoka properly explains how the Force works and the work it takes to become a Jedi. She says the Force resides in all living things, even you. Talent is a factor, but training and focus are what truly define someone's success. Not everyone can handle the type of discipline and master the ways of the Force. Okay, so enough on that. A group of Disney investors sued the Walt Disney Company, Bob Chapek, Bob Iger, and more for damaging the company and insider trading. The insider trading will probably be the thing that gets more publicity, I would think, from the mainstream people, but we'll see. 63-page claim was filed by Stauerbridger Investments LLC on behalf of a number of Disney shareholders in the Walt Disney Company. It accuses them of violating the Exchange Act, breaches of fiduciary duty, insider trading, and misappropriation of information, unjust enrichment, and a waste of corporate assets. We'll see what happens. I'll link this in the description box. I won't go into too much detail on this because a lot of this is just legalese and stuff, and plus also we'll find out what happens soon. Trademark soon. I don't know when it'll actually happen. Who knows how long this stuff will drag out, but it goes on and it talks about how Basically, of course, Bound in the Comics is talking a lot about how Disney is lied and basically not like self-sabotage, but purposefully not gotten rid of people that they should have gotten rid of. I mean, and that's obvious by the fact that Kathleen Kennedy still has a job despite just torpedoing a lot of stuff and everything. Then it talks more about the insider trading. That's like the big allegation. That's the thing that will get talked about the most and everything. It's just like I said, I won't go into too much detail on this. You can read it for yourself if you're interested. Otherwise, the headlines are fine and stuff. But like for instance, he further broke down the lawsuit in a 2-hour live stream. That tells you right there. He broke down more of the lawsuit, but in a 2-hour live stream. It's like, Christ. I'm not taking that long. I can tell you that right now. And I'm pretty sure no one here wants to hear that. Because number one, I'm not a lawyer, but okay. But anyway, like I said, I'll link this in the description box. You can read it for yourself, or if you want to watch those videos or whatever, I'd say, hey, go for it if you really want. I mean, cool. It's not really like I don't know. Like I don't know how long this will take to kind of play out in the courts, or what'll happen, or whether it'll get dismissed, or this or that, or they'll set. Who knows? But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up here. Though I've already gone over 6 minutes with all this stuff. It's just, man, the house of mouse, as they say. Just they can't buy a break. Going back to Ahsoka real quick, they had put out a statement bragging about how that 14 million people globally have watched Ahsoka in like the first 6 days of it being out. Which I don't know. I think I'm not sure why they chose the 6 days. Usually they go 7 or something, but whatever. It's like, okay. I mean, now there's other reports saying that it's been viewed by less people than like, Obi-Wan, for example. It's basically on par with Andor and everything. So it's hard to say what'll happen or what kind of drop off it'll face and stuff. With writing like this from Filoni and stuff, it should have a major drop off because this unbelievably stupid. But anyway, whatever. Like I said, I'll go ahead and wrap this up here. Thank you very much for watching and have a good one.